It's Hoodrich Radio. It's the voice of DJ Scream right here. Moran, what's up? We got a special guest in the building. Man, my bucket list is going fast.
Congratulations.
I need to stay here, man. It's going pretty fast, though. But definitely got to give a round of applause for Mia X in the building. Represent.
Hey, y'all see that smile? She got
classic.
Yes, bro. She got on is that a dashiki? What you rocking?
Yeah.
He's very
Keeps
colorful.
me nice and cool. The way my high flash is set up.
Oh, wow.
Cool.
And I'm going to let you know, and this major salute to all the female MCs out there. You have the only, in my opinion, I'm entitled to my opinion, classic female rap album. Classic. Like how Nas Illmatic and whatever. That's just my opinion.
Oh,
I just want to put it out there. And there's a lot of dope female artists, right?
Yes,
but I feel like when they talk about
dope ones.
female artists, then they need to big up the female artists from the South, namely Mia X.
Word.
So I'm going to give you that love just in case they don't do it.
Oh, I feel
Because I don't seen
that.
TV shows and documentaries. I'm like, y'all ain't going to put Mia X on there?
Yeah, it's like it really does come off like you get left out a lot, honestly.
I know, and I wonder why, because I wrote all my stuff.
Right. Well, maybe if you didn't write it, then they'll love you.
I thought about that, and I actually said that one time.
Right.
I was like, okay, so top female MCs, I'm always left out, but I wrote some of the boys' stuff too.
Oh, wow.
Oh, what did you write?
So
wow.
What did you
That's
write?
confidential.
I'm curious now.
I'm sure you can read the credits.
Oh, yeah.
And figure it out.
You can read
Yeah,
the
you're
credits,
right.
and you can kind of like listen a little bit to when flows change, because that's how I pinpoint writers, because everybody has a style, and even if you give the words to someone else, I can listen for things and say like, oh, okay. Like I knew Fiend did on the Jay-Z record, Show Me What You Got, Lil Mama, Show Me What You Got, Pretty Lady.
Shout out to Fiend.
I heard I can still hear it.
Mm.
I can just hear things. So, but yeah, sometimes I'm like, oh, they ain't say me.
But we gonna say you.
We going to say you.
Yes, because you were part of a lot of legendary things, to be a woman that was a part of a hip-hop imprint in the South. Something that wasn't, seen before y'all. So.
And then how was that? Like, because there weren't a lot of female rappers from the South. So did when you were approaching that, well, you kind of had a rough upbringing, right? So.
Well, no.
Well, you had some time. Well, I don't know. I read about you potentially. Have you ever sold drugs?
Yes.
Okay, so you had a rough upbringing. You don't just sell drugs. If you
I did not have a rough upbringing. Let me tell you, because a lot of kids do this, and now that I'm a mother of grown-ups,
right.
I totally get it. There's a time where your parents can instill everything that they're supposed to instill in you.
Right.
And then you make the choice to jump off the porch and run another direction.
Got you.
And so that's basically what I did. I jumped off the porch and ran a whole nother direction because my mother was very smart, very conscious, very community involved, very pro-black. We had the Line of Judah flag hanging from our house way in the 70s.
Wow.
My mom and them was dread since the 70s.
Yeah.
So, yes, my sister is an infectious disease specialist.
Okay.
And a doctor of molecular genetics and internal medicine. So, no. I really didn't. I had a really great upbringing.
Right.
And I jumped off the porch and went around the stuff that I grew up around. Because, of course, I did grow up in the hood.
Right.
But my household wasn't hood.
Got you.
Except for when I was by my grandma.
So did you get any static or smoke from the family when you was like, hey, I'm about to roll with the Tank and No Limit and be a part of this rap collective? Did they support it, or was it some smoke?
Well, see, I had already put a record out in 92 and did tens and tens and tens of thousands of records. So in New Orleans and in a lot of places, Texas and Florida, I had already made my mark and was doing concerts. So we didn't know who Master P was in New Orleans because he was in California.
Richmond, right.
And we wasn't really familiar with the records. But when he came to New Orleans, he had heard about me. So we linked up. Yeah. And then I drafted the entire Tank.
Word. That's hard.
So what was the vibe in the scene like back then? Like, were you like, did you get love from the other female artists from that time? Did they ever reach out and say, hey, we see you, or we salute you, or we want to do music with you? Or was everything kind of isolated? Like, were you, because I don't remember you doing a lot of features or having a lot of features on your music. It seemed like it was just you, which made it even doper, but it seemed like it was just Mia.
You saying when I dropped Good Girl Gone Bad and Unladylike and all of that?
All that.
Well,
it wasn't feature heavy.
Right. It wasn't feature heavy because when I recorded Good Girl Gone Bad, I had moved to California.
Okay.
I really didn't know anybody, but I did on Good Girl Gone Bad collaborate. Shout out to Sugar T.
Shout out to Sugar T.
And the Conscious Daughters.
The Conscious Daughters.
So, yeah, we did a hard record.
Yeah, yeah.
So I did. And then when I dropped Unladylike, I collaborated with Foxy and P. I didn't have any collaborations on Mama Drama because we was in the middle of shooting I Got the Hookup. And I had 10 days. I had already recorded 4 songs, but I had 10 days to write the other 16 and record them to come out in the time that I wanted to come out. Wow. So that's why I didn't get any collaborations with, more ladies. Okay. That was the only reason. It was a work schedule.
Okay. All right. And how do you feel about the female wave of artists currently?
I love it. I love it, especially home. We have 2 girls at home, Bricky for president and 3D Nati. Okay. They are my children, and they are like beasts. I will put them up against anybody. With my savings. They like beasts. Wow. And of course I love Rhapsody. I love her. My son just did a record with her. Dope. And oh my goodness, I absolutely love her. But I'm loving it. I feel like this. I don't tell the kids what type of music to make. I don't tell them what their subject matter should be about because when I dropped in 92, when I dropped in 95, when I dropped in 97, 98, I didn't want nobody to tell me how to do my stuff. So I really don't have a pass judgment on whatever it is they're doing because everybody got to do what makes them feel comfortable. Right. The only thing I say is, the music you make, once you make it, you make it.
It's there forever.
So, right. When I made my first record, I was 22 years old. I got a 30-year-old, so I ain't gonna tell you my age, but I wasn't no little baby when I had.
Give it for me, extra age and gracefully. We would never know.
But I'm saying you just gotta be proud. So when you get 50, 51, 52, 50, you still got to be proud of those records that you made. Right. So that's the only thing I tell them, whatever you doing, stand on it.
So how do your kids react when they hear your verse? Don't make them say,
So my son, he likes all my stuff. My daughter is kind of nerdy. So, she's like, yeah, Mom, you really have a potty mouth. And I'm like, I do. My nieces and nephews, they are shocked because I'm Titi Mia or Mimi and I bake cookies and, do projects with them. So then when their mama say, oh, no, let me show you who she really is and pull up YouTube and stuff, they like, Mimi, you really said that?
That's what's up. Hey. Now that brings us to this book, Mia X, Things My Grandma Told Me, Things My Grandma Showed Me, a cookbook and memoir. Okay. Now I'm very excited about the memoir, but I am very excited about this cookbook.
Hey.
Tell us how this all came about.
So, my grandmother was a real OG. I threw that bullet and bought it because that's what she did. Okay. She loaned money, and when she was giving you the money, she had these shelves on the side of her bed, and she had this satin sack, and it was full of bullets. And she would take it, and she would toss you the bullet and tell you, now, if you don't bring me my money back, I'm going to see if you catch the next one. She had 2 pistols in her purse. She had a pool ball in a sock, a rock wrapped in foil paper, and extra, extra, extra dope hands. So you brought her money back, and about it, I didn't really have like a script to follow. So we were playing things by ear, and we really was shooting dice, and I thought that would be cool to do that to Skull, and I knew my grandma would like it. And but she would say some really profound things, like really. Y'all don't curse on here.
You can curse.
It's Hoodrich Radio now.
Oh, good. Let's go. Hey. So my grandmother, growing up, we thought we were cute little girls, and when you start getting interested in boys, and we primping and prancing, and she like, well, your pussy don't make him stay and make him skeet. The way to his heart is not through your drawers, and like when we would get mad because friends wouldn't play with us, and, we would be in our feelings wanting them to play with us, and y'all running behind all them children, you kiss enough ass, your face will eventually smell like shit.
Wow.
And when you say you can't turn a hoe into a housewife, she'll say, well, you can't turn a party wiener into a faithful husband either.
Oh, wow.
So she said so many things, and so many people would laugh and come and hang on to her every word, as well as eat her food.
Mm-hmm.
So most of the time, things was happening in the kitchen. She taught us to cook because she said it was a survival tactic.
Mm-hmm.
She was a lady that was raised during the Depression, and she said when the soup lines was on and it got to the black people, it was always soup going. So we had to be resourceful. So she explained to me why a lot of people in the South eat a lot of wild food and different things because there was no room for them on a soup line.
Right.
So therefore they would go to the swamp. So you catching alligators and everything else, and you learning to perfect the craft to cook. And so for us, it was a survival tactic, not to make you like this dutiful little housewife or whatever.
Right.
The men and the women in my family had to know how to cook. But because she was funny and she said a lot of profound things and she was a giver and a gangster, I decided to pen my memoir, and I talk about everything. I got in the kitchen with her in 1975, and she passed in 2001. So I decided to just write everything down from when I put my very first record out to when I met P, moved to California, worked with No Limit, and everything about, my childhood, when I had children, jumping in the game, and my grandmother, her thing was, okay, you getting in this here, you riding with these people doing this. If you get caught and you rat on them, don't call me.
Wow.
Your grandma taught you no snitching?
Other than that, you can call me because you making this choice to ride with these people. If you ain't built for it, don't get in the car, know.
Wow.
So she would always just keep it like a million. And I felt like it was time. When I first started writing the book, it was 13 years ago. Several people read the book and they loved it, but they felt it wasn't the time because a lot of people, especially people in television and film, they told me the direction that we was about to go in. Like in 2005, everybody was like, you know what? We about to enter like this really ratchet age of television, and I don't think they're going to be ready for the ratchetness that you have because there's so much truth in it, and it actually is a character builder, and it's not destructive.
Right.
And we're about to move into this destructive wave, and so you're going to have to sit this out until the wave passes. And now I feel like the time is right. I knew it was right because the anniversary of my grandmother's death, I found all my copyrights, my publishing papers, like everything. And I was like, yeah, this is gold. So I dropped the book Essence Weekend, and I was one of Essence's best-selling authors.
Congratulations.
That's amazing.
Man, shout out to
That
me,
is simply
ex-grandma,
amazing.
man. She sounds like
Amazing.
a legend,
She
yo.
really was a legend. I'm talking about in the hood. Like everybody came from politicians to D-boys. Everybody. She had like 2,000 people at her funeral because she fed the block for real. She put 10 pounds of red beans on every day in addition to cooking our dinner. And that was for whoever was hungry.
Wow.
Her door was never locked. So I kind of like took her spirit on the older I got, cooking for everybody and trying to just be there as best as I could. I ain't going to kick you when you're down. I ain't going to hate on you. My grandma said you got to always be clear about your hell yeah and your fuck no. And so I try to be very clear about that. And now my family members, even the older ones, they treat me like I'm the matriarch because my grandmother was definitely that for us. But I ain't half the woman that lady was. She
Right,
was
right.
Really, really, she was the truth.
So you think this book might maybe potentially go on film, or your story might one day go on film? I hear huffs and puffs, so that means that you're already in negotiations with Netflix.
Oh,
It's a lot of stuff going on. Even one of the things that I'm about to do with it is like a one-woman show, a monologue, sort of like what Mike Tyson did.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be doing that in November at Preservation Hall.
Nice.
Along with a jazz band because we're going to accompany some music with it.
Nice.
But, I mean, everybody says, when I'm looking at my comments, like, this is a movie, and they feel like they know Mama, and a lot of people wish they would have met her.
Right.
So I'm very, very excited about that because I was so close with her.
Yeah,
Nice.
absolutely.
Look, you finna start tearing up.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm telling you, that was my girl.
I can't wait to crack it open.
Yo, that's tight.
So
That's
before
tight.
you ride out here, let's talk a little bit about some New Orleans lingo, right? Let's break it down for some of the people out there. Let's start with the classic.
All right.
You heard me. Now it's 1 + 1 = 2.
Right.
We know what it means.
Right.
You heard me, right?
All right.
That's just it. Nothing else to it?
Okay.
Oh wow. There is more to it. All right, let me adjust my seat.
It's not that it's more to it, but it's just the way you say it could mean different things.
Wow.
You heard me could mean, did you hear me? And you heard me could also mean I meant that. So like if I say I don't mess with them, you heard me, that
Right.
mean look,
Right.
don't bring them around me.
So that's kind of like in Atlanta on my mama.
Yeah.
Boom.
On God.
Okay, on God.
Oh God. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. All
All
right,
right.
cool. I got one. So the term "woody," right? I was told that I guess that the origin of it came from the wards. I guess.
Yeah, the wards.
Yeah.
All right. Cause Uptown say Woody.
Uh-huh.
And you know, P, Baby, everybody from Uptown except me, Manny Fresh, Mr. Magic. We was from downtown. So yeah, Woody is bruh to them.
Okay.
Yeah, so if they call you Woody, they're just calling you bruh. But most people from Uptown say Woody. You know, now people from downtown they say Michi.
Meet you. I bet.
We've heard that. We've heard that in some raps, yeah.
When I say, all right, La Michi.
All right.
Yeah.
I
And
bet.
then a couple of dishes in here will we learn how to make pecan candy.
Yes.
Woo.
Okay.
Beignets.
Okay.
You don't have to go to Cafe Du Monde when you go to New Orleans because you can make your own beignets.
Okay. And
dirty
then
rice in
gumbo,
there?
of course.
Yes.
Dirty
Of
rice.
course, Mia X has a version
gumbo
of gumbo.
is in there.
Yeah.
Dirty rice is in there.
Hey.
Jambalaya.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Okay. All right. We're going to eat good this coming soon. These holidays, we're going to eat good.
Absolutely.
All right. That's what's up. Well, you got anything you want to say to the fans and the people out there before you ride out Mia X?
I just want to shout everybody out that's been supporting me. You know, I got in the game in 92 and then I left the game in 99. And my fans are very, very loyal. And I'm forever grateful to them for that because I realize, you know, people, you can spend your money with whoever you want.
Right.
You can support whoever you want. So to have people supporting me, whether I put music out or not, I am forever grateful because we are now in a fickle industry where, you know, you'll see people championing for somebody and then like almost cheering for the downfall at
Build
the
'em
same
up to
time.
tear 'em
It's
down.
like you just had them tattooed on
Right.
you. Now you making memes. So I'm not really used to that. And being that my fans are you know, true all the way with me, I'm so thankful for that.
Right.
So I just want to thank everybody, especially the people in the ATL, because when I tell you, Atlanta rides
Yes.
for me, and I feel so good about that.
There will be no us without you.
Absolutely. We rock with the whole New Orleans music scene. Only thing we don't like are the Saints.
The
That's
Saints,
it.
that's
Well, you
it.
know,
all they-
that's
all they
let me
want.
tell you,
That's-
that's what happens. It's like, you know, it's like when a family get together, and then, you know, when the family have a fight, when everybody get drunk, that's
Yeah.
the Saints in Atlanta.
Yeah.
As far as the Falcons and the Saints.
Yeah.
But the people have nothing but love for each other.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Y'all cool.
Absolutely.
You know,
Y'all cool,
really,
too.
you know, y'all really inspired a lot of people with what y'all did musically.
Absolutely.
But we know a lot of, you know, we know a lot of the ATL natives, you know, because I know a lot of people have moved here, but we know a lot of the natives, and yeah, it's like a big family. Like I can remember, this was at least 35 years ago, maybe 40 years ago, when the Falcons beat the Saints, and
It sounds so good, doesn't it? The
shut
Falcons
up.
beat the
that,
Saints.
that ain't gonna happen no more, baby. But anyway, picture this here. Our mayor had to push y'all mayor in a wheelbarrow through the French Quarter.
Oh, wow.
They had a bet.
Uh,
Ernest Dutch Morial was our mayor. That was so funny.
Wow.
That happened like that.
Wow.
So this has been going on for years.
Man.
From day one.
Wow.
Like
day one.
like way back.
Word.
Day one.
Okay.
Before we was even here, probably.
History
Yeah,
lesson.
no, like really, when our great grandparents,
Yeah.
like this has been going on. Like we have a song. I know this record has to be like 45 years old. And you hear this man saying, "I don't care how many they lose, as long as they beat Atlanta."
Right. The rivalry is real.
Hey, learned a lot today. That's
All right,
what's up.
big up to Mia X. Make sure you check out her book. Where can I get the book?
So you can get the ebook on Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
You can get a physical copy from our website, teamwhipthempots.com, and dem is spelled DEM. And tell me what you think. I'm gonna sign it for you. I have signed hundreds and hundreds of books. Oh my goodness.
Please.
But I sign every book because I am truly grateful.
Yes. Well, we're grateful for having you here on Hoodrich Radio today. You're
Yes.
welcome anytime. Give it up to Mia X.
The legend.
96.7 The
The
Beat.
legend.
Hoodrich Radio. Keep us locked.
It's Hoodrich Radio, you better not change the station.